In terms of access, so there's this trend that I'm noticing in sports right now about the athletes we're rooting for now old enough that their children are playing. And there's a lot of commentary. So we've seen it with LeBron and Bronny,
Hmm.
and then with the NFL draft, we're seeing it now with Dion and Shador.
Yep.
And what's been interesting to me is, man, people are really willing to go and talk about whether you're parenting well or not. And I think we all understand how individual and difficult parenting can be. What do you think about what's happening right now? And we saw LeBron apparently step to Stephen A because he questioned him as a father. What do you think of commenting on other people's the way they bring up their children?
I feel like you got to watch your tone and watch your mouth when you talk about somebody as a parent, right? If you want to talk about you feel that Bronny is not good enough, Bronny doesn't score enough, Bronny is not a great at shooting, dunking, dribbling, whatever, that's fine because that's part of the game. That's what you're supposed to do. You're an analyst and you're supposed to talk somebody's athleticism and playing basketball, right? Same thing with Shador, same thing with Shiloh. If you want to talk about them as athletes, I don't have a problem with it. But when you start breaking down who a parent is, who a father is, who that is, that's when there's a problem. And I tell everybody all the time, you can play with me all day long. You could joke me all day long. But when you bring my kids into it or you bring my wife into it, I'm ready to fight. And I could win some, I could lose some. But like you said with your father, my dad taught me you got to protect and provide. And that's my two things. And when it gets to that point, I'm willing to do whatever for my family.
As a parent, I had to learn how to be a little bit softer. My mom was soft, but my dad wasn't soft. So with my kids, I had to be a little softer. For example, one of my sons come home and say, guy was messing with him. My response is, okay, punch him in the face tomorrow. As soon as you see him in school tomorrow, well, I don't give what the teacher's doing. You walk up to him, punch him in his face. Obviously, we can't live like that anymore. So I made up, not a mission thing, but I kind of made up quotes for my kids because some of them read comments. I remember when Sharif was going through his heart surgery. I asked him, I said, what's wrong? He said, Dad, am I going to die? I was like, no, why you think he's going to die? Because one of the guys in the comments said, this surgery, a lot of people don't wake up from the surgery.
Wow.
So I had to kind of make a quote. So my quote to them is, if a nobody can influence a somebody, then the nobody wins. But the question of the day is, who are you? Nobody. Listen to me. I interviewed all the top doctors in the world. He's the top. And if you don't wake up, I'm going to be on TV because I'm going to kill us. I'm just letting you know right now. But so like I have to teach him not to listen to the outside noise. It's kind of hard because I don't understand how you can listen to somebody you don't know.
My dad always used to say, whenever someone tells you something, no matter what it is, always consider the source.
Say that again?
Whenever someone on the outside tells you something, you always have to consider the source.
I'm still in that one.
Because
I'm going to just ghetto up a little bit. When I say something, just consider the source.
You have to understand a person's perspective and why they may have that opinion of you or why they might be saying something to you. And sometimes, just like you said, a nobody is influencing a somebody.
Right.
It's because the somebody gave that nobody the power to influence them. And that's a choice. And that's what we talk about in our book. The subtitle is A Guide to Raising Empowered Kids. We want our kids to be armed with that knowledge before that nobody even has a chance with them.
I had a question. So my son is like a year and a half, and we're already starting to talk about, like right now he's under our care all the time. And so he's copying us all the time. He mimics the way we are, and we're trying to build that good foundation. How do y'all handle when you realize that you're going to have to turn over your kid to other people during the day? Whether it is they go to school, whether it is they have like coaches and things like that, but then also the notion of like eventually they're going to go to college, and you have to just let them be them at that point, and you need to hope that your foundation was strong enough that and the relationship is strong enough they can come back to you. But how do you guys deal with the different stages of trusting the world with your most important possession?
I want to say something about that, if you don't mind. For me, there is no letting go. There is no letting go. My daughter, our oldest child, is 23. My son is 21. He goes to Miami. He plays football there. And that tough kid calls me 5-6 times a day just to say what's up, to FaceTime me from the club, to FaceTime me from the boat, to tell me this, to ask me a question, to get my opinion about a girl that he might be considering. He wants to get a tattoo. And at 21, if he wants to get a tattoo, he should be able to get a tattoo. But I told him at this point, he's not getting a tattoo. And he has to listen to me because I'm his mother. And I told him, I don't care if you're 30. If I tell you that you're not going to do something, you're not going to do it. Why? Because I have your best interest at heart. The reason I don't want him to get a tattoo is because at 21, I don't think that he has the mind frame to decide on what image he wants on his body for the rest of his life. When you come home this summer, let's talk about it. Let's figure out what it is that you want. And then we're going to find the best tattoo artist in the country. We'll go there and maybe you'll get a tattoo. But I'm going to make sure that I'm thinking about things that you might not be thinking of. And when you're 30, there might be things that I'm thinking of that you're not thinking of. And at that point, it'll be a willingness. Right now, it's because you have to. But truthfully, it's also a willingness. Our kids concede to us because they trust us. I don't get a kickback. I don't get, Mom, I'm 21. How are you going to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I don't get that. It's, all right, Mom. Okay. No, I get it. You know, when you raise your kids a certain way, they really trust you. They take your lead because they know that you want them to have their best life.
So do your kids talk back?
No.
My girls talk back. I can't do it. My boys don't talk back. My girls, they're a little sassy.
A little sassy?
Yeah.
How old are they? Oh, they're
28, 24, and 20.
Yeah.
It's not really a talk back. I want to say I like it. I kind of like that they know they're grown.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like disrespectful, but sometimes they talk back and
How do you feel about it when it happens?
I have to let it go because I can't.
Okay.
You know, ever since they were little, if I give them a crazy, even now, if I give them a crazy face, it'll break them down too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my boys, I go off.
Yeah.
Oh, I go crazy on the boys. So
my boy, my same 21-year-old, he didn't talk back to me, but he spoke to me in a tone that I didn't like about 2 years ago. And I didn't like the look on his face. And I told him, I said, yeah, your tuition is about to not get paid. You're about to sit out a semester. And for me, it wasn't an overreaction. It's, you need to understand your place. You don't get to have that look in your face when you talk to me, and you don't get to have that tone. And I yanked his car. He did not have that car. And he was about to sit out a semester at school. And he got it because he knew that we were serious. Like when you threaten, you have to follow through.
yeah,
It can't be empty promises, empty threats. Like if I stand for something and I tell you this is what it's going to be if you continue down this road, if you know that I'm going to follow through, then guess what? You're going to fix up because you don't want to have to endure that. So our kids know us and they know that we're built like that, so they don't test us.
How do you turn your DJ Envy Breakfast Club off when you go home?
How do I turn my voice off?
No, you just turn off that because, you know, sometimes.
As soon as I leave, I'm just dad. Like my kids don't look at me as anything else but dad. You know, it's funny when sometimes we go out and people want to take pictures. They just like, all right, dad, are you done? Come on, dad. Like it is what it is. They don't look at it any other way. My oldest son, the 21-year-old, he uses it. Like he'll be in a club and it'll be 3 a.m. and I see a FaceTime coming in and I know he's somewhere where he sees somebody at the door that might know me. And he'll FaceTime me, yo, dad, yo, and then he'll get in, or he'll FaceTime me. He's at like, what was it? It was Super Bowl weekend. He's in New Orleans. He's in the club. FaceTime me with Cardi B. Yo, Cardi, yo, what's up? Cardi's like, yo, Envy, I'm not hanging out with you no more. I'm hanging out with your son. He's more fun. Like last week in Miami, he's with 50. I'm like, he just used, but you know what? I'm not mad at that because I work my ass off. And so many different communities and coaches use their connections, use their arms. So I'm like, if dad worked hard for you to be able to get in the club or be able to get in a restaurant or do something that you want to do, I'm going to do it. Please believe it. If my son is out and Shaq is DJing, he's going to be like, Dad, can you call Shaq? Can you call Shaq's people and give me? He is. And then when he gets on stage, he's going to FaceTime me and show you like he is that kid.
That's awesome.
He's that kid.
Basketball fans, it's win or go time. The NBA Conference Championships are here, and the intensity is off the charts. Every possession matters, and there's still time to get in on the action with my partners, DraftKings Sportsbook. Here's the deal. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. That's right. Pick your side, place your bet, and get ready to cash in. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using code BIGPOD. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action. Use your $300 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as it happens, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code BIGPOD and bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code BIGPOD, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. This episode is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Insurance Companies. Profit by holding onto your money for as long as possible. Morgan & Morgan fights hard against these corporations to fight to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. When in court, the insurance companies want jurors to think the at-fault driver is the one paying the verdict amount. Meanwhile, it's really the insurance companies who are covering the costs. When Morgan & Morgan takes on a case, they are almost always going after big insurance companies, and it's not the individuals at fault. There's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. With Morgan & Morgan, it's easy to get started, and the fee is free unless they win. Just visit forthepeople.com/thebig or dial hashtag LAW, that's hashtag 529. That's forthepeople.com/thebig or dial hashtag LAW, hashtag 529. This is a paid advertisement.